Five, four, three, and live. Hello, folks. This is your host, Speedy, as you know, Speedy Smith Fit Training. Hello to you all. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this channeling your children's energy at home. So, I'm going to be teaching you ways that you can use both Father Time and Mother Nature to engage in activity, both for children and adults, but more for the children, well, for the adults too, their sanity. All right, so first and foremost, I know that this is a pressuring time as far as um, time goes. I mean, everything is at a standstill, and we're not used to that. So you have to get used to the uncertainty, and that's what this is teaching us. So with that being said, let's move on. And well, let me introduce myself. I'm Speedy, as you may or may not know. I am a fitness professional. I aim at helping people both physically, mentally, emotionally, just helping them become a better person, physique wise, mental wise, emotional wise. A lot of you may know that. As you know, I am a big kid. I like to play, but it's organized energy that I release and like to give my members an opportunity to do that as well, especially the children, because like a tree, this big giant oak tree. Well, it started from a seed, and that seed is the child. If you plant that seed and you nurture it throughout the years, you're letting it get adequate sunlight, and you're giving it the proper nutrients, watering it specifically. That thing is going to grow into a strong tree one day. But with time, it will grow. And see, what we're experiencing now in this current situation is we must have time. And yeah, this could be a advantage in the form of, hey, now we have more time to read, we have more time to think, we have more time to sit down and do some things that we may not have been doing. Or you can look at it as a disadvantage, as, oh man, I'm out of work, I got to do this, I got to yada 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 yada. This is the thing. Don't concern yourself about what's happening. Concern yourself about what you can make happen. And that's what I'm on here today, is to teach you guys some different things that you can do with your children at home. Just to go to show you that you don't need a specific space to do physical activity or whatever. You use your house, use the outside of it. So here we go. First and foremost, you want to engage with your child. Check this out. Because everything I'm telling you, I do personally. Okay. That's why I feel so confident in it. All right. So let's say you guys are watching TV, you're watching a movie. Okay. Let's say you watch a movie for 10 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, pause it. Let the adult do like 15 push ups, let the child do 15 squats or what have you, and then go back to watching your movie. Let's say 15 minutes go by now. Now the child do 15 push-ups and the adult do 15 squats or whatever you want to do. Just make it fun, make it interesting. And the whole premise of this exercise is, one, keep the child engaged mentally. Okay, mentally you're watching TV. Everybody likes to watch TV. And I'm not knocking that because I watch TV. But you also want to keep them engaged physically as well. It's taking breaks, doing push-ups, sit-ups, whatever you got to do. So that's the television part. What I like also, because I know it's a lot of energy build up. It's like a dog in a cage. A dog in a cage. As soon as you let it out, it runs everywhere, but it's not going nowhere. It's just running around, running around. That's how we are right now. So what I came up with is called the screen test. And adults, you may or may not approve of this. And children, please take it easy on them. Be respectful, but this is what I call the screen test. All right, so you have your adult and you have your child, or if you have two adults and two children, you can pair them up on teams or vice versa. It doesn't matter. The thing is, one adult in one breath, you scream as loud as you can, ah, but you only get one breath. Okay, you can't go ah ah. No, you can just ah, just as loud as you can for as much time as you can. All right, so record that time. Now let the child do it. Now, whoever wins or whoever screams for the most time with one breath, the other one has to do a certain amount of push ups or sit ups or crunches or just whatever. You got to count to 10 while rubbing your head or patting your stomach. I don't know. Just this is a perfect opportunity for us to be creative, um, as where we were creative before all of this happened, but now we can become better creative at not knowing what we was creative at, if that makes sense. It will, the more you think about it, because what the mind thinks, the body does. It's like a waterfall. Okay, your mind has to think it before your body does it. A lot of my members know that. um, Whatever you think, you're gonna do. Your body wants to do it. It's just your mind has to think about doing it. All right. So another thing, this is called the token economy system. It's basically reward for um, doing, so to speak. And I use this a lot in my methods. What you want to do, let's say for example, if you have your child and uh, they're doing something, physical activity, chores wise, doesn't matter. It's all physical activity, and we'll get to that in a minute. If they complete a certain task, then hey, reward them. Doesn't have to always be food or money. It could be, hey, good job, pat on the head, pat on the stomach, verbal acknowledgement. Okay, they like that, and we like that. So um, it could be physical fitness, it could be chores. It's all physical activity. Also, parents, let your children be in charge. Now, I know that sounds maybe unorthodox, but just hear me out. Children like to feel entitled. They think they're the boss anyway. So give them that responsibility with limits, but give them that responsibility. Say, hey, okay, today for 30 minutes, you're in charge of the house. Um, you tell me what to do. I'm the child, you're the adult, and just see where their mental is at, and then from that you can more so or better gauge on how to um, take steps on preparing them for the future. And then also that gives the child more responsibility, because now, as at the beginning they was looking at it as okay, I'm gonna cry till I get my way, yada yada yada, I want to be in charge. So now that they're actually in charge and it's coming from your mouth, that's gonna kind of wake them up and say, oh, whoa, okay. And they're gonna feel good about themselves. Now, keep in mind, children, uh, limitations, all right? Don't have your parents doing nothing crazy like, okay, you go do 30 jumper jacks. After you do your 30 jumper jacks, you go wash the dishes. No, just children. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to lead here, lead by example. And see, what that's going to do for the adults' children is they see you leading by example, they're going to be more inclined to put you in charge a little more, let you do uh, and baby feed them. Parents, don't just hey, you do this and throw your hands up. No, you have to be able to direct as well as retreat, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, there you go. And see what this is going to do for the children, adults, by you putting them in charge of certain tasks, and day by day, giving them one thing more to do in the future is gonna align them up for leadership. You see, you're grooming them in a leadership role right now that they may think is, oh, mommy playing with me, daddy playing with me, but not knowing that that seed is growing into a tree. The oak tree, what I was telling you about before, they're growing into that. But let's move on. Another thing, my friends, uh, whenever you guys are doing certain games in the house, like I say, I love the TV method, because a lot of children like watching TV. A lot of parents like watching TV. A lot of children like playing video games like Fortnite or whatever. I don't know. Perfect example, children. If you're playing video games, if let's say you're collecting coins like on Mario, Super Mario Brothers. If you collect 100 coins, pause the game. Focus on your breathing. Inhale, X2. Do that for a while, maybe 15 seconds. Let your mind recuperate as well as your thumbs, because I know they're tired. I was a kid once. And then go back to playing your game. You collect 200 more points. Now pause the game, do a certain amount of push-ups, and then repeat that method as needed. Because what this is doing is not only giving you the satisfaction, and I'm talking to the children, it's not only giving you the satisfaction of playing the game, which is what you're doing at that time, but it's also giving your body a rest by pausing the game, and it's allowing you to learn other tactics such as breathing, posture, your physique, what have you. Now, let's move on from there. Adults. All right. Well, I know it's kind of hard now because, the stay at home, 6 feet away. Yeah. But this could be for the future too. But also for those with siblings, arrange your children to, be in charge of one another. Like one day, uh, and I'm using these for example because I know these guys very well. One day, Keaton is leading Gabe in tic tac toe or certain task. I don't know, for 30 minutes. Then the next day, Gabe is leading Keaton in a certain thing. And what this does, parents and children, is setting you up for success, never failure. Because now it's teaching your child, okay, this is how we lead. This is how we lead. And again, you got to be willing to command yet retreat, parents. Like, you can't always be on top of your child saying, hey, you got to do this. You're not doing this right. They got to the best way to learn is through trial and error. And the good thing about it is that us as parents, we're here to correct our children, but you have to, uh, correct them with limitations. Like, you can't always be on them, be on their back. Let them mess up, let them make mistakes. But then once they make them, talk to them. Children, they not only want to do, they want to hear. And who better not to hear from than the parent, the one that's been through it. For example, if I have a son, which I will one day, I'm driving down the road 30 years ago. It's a hole in the road. I hit the hole with my truck. My tire blow out. Okay. 30 years later, I'm gonna tell my son, hey, if you're going down this road, it's a pothole right there. So, either swerve to the right, slow down so you don't mess up your tire. It's the same thing. Us as adults, we're travel guides to our children, because your children can only go where you lead them, and they can only be as good as the example that you set for them. Not saying that nobody's perfect. My saying is the goal is progression and not perfection. You always want to progress, and never perfect, because if you're perfect, then you're God, and nobody's God. We just want to meet Him. So I encourage you guys. With all that being said, just take time to not always sit in the house and watch TV or yada yada yada. Do interesting things, such as the screen test, or adults. This is a good thing. Um, Measure your child's growth. Measure their weight, their height. Uh, Let them take a journal on how they're eating. Make them be accountable of themselves. Because if we don't make them do it with limitations, then they'll never do it. Or if they do it, it'll be a little too late. Like I say, this is all about setting you up for success and never failure, because we can't fail at anything in life. We can only progress and succeed, just like the seed to the tree. Children, listen to this. Obey your mother and father, even if you don't want to, because they've been there and you haven't. Even if it comes off as negativity, take a deep breath. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. And just do what you got to do. Because if we listen to our parents, we are lengthening our days. And God said that in the Bible, not me. I'm just a messenger. So I do the same thing. So it's all good. But children and adults, the main thing that I want to stress to you guys is always find creativity, always find ways to engage in different things. Don't be afraid to get out of the norm, because what we're experiencing now is not the norm. So we have to embrace that and just try certain things. Like, one of the things that I noticed these past few weeks is how through this horrendous situation, how united the world is coming and how creative people are becoming. You have people that, they're making face masks. They may not have ever sewn in their life, but because of the high demand and what's going on with the current situation, it's sort of like they're forced to tap into their creativity, into their inner self, and do what they thought they could. And by them knowing that, now they're becoming a better person because now they have another skill set. It's the same thing. No matter what you're doing, you can be the CEO or the janitor. Doesn't matter. You just got to find a way to, because everybody's connected in some way, shape, or form. Everybody's connected, not all in the same way, excuse me, but we are all connected. You see me, I'm connected to the children because I understand them mentally from a mental aspect, but I understand the adults because I have the responsibilities. So that's how we're all connected. And I'm like the bridge. I like to think of myself as the bridge to gap you guys together and see, hey, the adults were children at one point. The children are going to be the adults at one point. But now time is what you have to bond that together. And it's important that we don't take time for granted because unlike money, unlike a fractured ankle or a broken bone, I don't know, you can't get time back. Like money, you can always earn money if you lose it. If you were to fracture your ankle or whatever, you can always heal from that. But time is something you can't get back. Like when I first started this video, I can't get none of that time back. Sure, I can go rewatch it, via playback, but I can't get that time back because it's gone. So with the time that we have, let's make it the best. And like I said, and I cannot stress this enough, be creative. Parents, children, be creative. Children, stop getting on your adults' nerves. Now I know they have nerves to get on. That's why they're there. But give them a break. And adults, take it easy on your children or your child. Just remember, it's always limitations to everything that we do. Children, wash the dishes, go wash the car. Just get outside, breathe. Do what your mother and father says. That may shock them. Parents, quit being so hard on your children. Give them a little more responsibility. Not all at once, but just, baby feed. You know, this is the thing. If you treat the small things as the big things, with time you can't rush. It will grow. You see, if I keep going, pretty soon I'm gonna reach the clouds. I have to get on a ladder or something, but I will reach the clouds, and that's all because of progression. The goal is progression and not perfection. See, when I'm moving, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just moving at a steadily pace, progression. So, children, always honor your mother and father by respecting them. Don't matter if you want to do it or not. Adults, try to understand. No, don't try. Do understand where your child or children are coming from because remember, you was there. You know, you was there. Where they are now, you was. And the thing is, the reason why I'm so good at what I do with the children, adults, what have you, is because, like, if I'm leading a group of fifth graders, I get the opportunity to take myself back in time when I was a fifth grader. What would I would have wanted? Okay, give them that. How I would have responded to it, they're gonna respond to it just like that. You know, we are out. Listen to this. Listen very closely. Your enemy is your enemy. Make friends with him, and everybody will respect you. I'm gonna say it again. Your enemy is your enemy. Become friends with him, and everybody will respect you. You get it? All right. So just got the verbal side out the way. So let's get into the physical side. I'm gonna just show you guys maybe like a little 10-minute warm up, some things you can do at home, just to kind of get you moving. So let's do it. All right. So The most important aspect is stretching. Okay, it improves your flexibility, your range of motion, and it just makes you feel better. So let's start off with some stretches. All right, come on, Keaton. Come on, Gabe. Come on, children. Okay, it's the Frankensteins. Stand erect right here. Reach down as far as you can. All right, just holding that. You're gonna feel a pull in your hamstrings. That's good. You want to feel that sting. The more you hold it, the more it's gonna go away. Now, once you're done, you want to stand up slow. Okay. The reason I say slow is because that's time. You don't want to shock your muscle and stand up too fast, or you don't want to stand up too slow. Okay, just the right amount. So you got your Frankensteins. Now you got your Frankenstein kicks. Okay, this is more of a dynamic stretch. Static stretching is stretching while you're still, and then dynamic stretching is stretching in motion. Okay, right here. Doing that as many times as you can. Maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, then go down. Hold this 5 seconds, doing this 10 seconds. Hold this 5 seconds, back to 10 seconds. All right? I mean, it's different things you can do. Like, for example, if you're a child, you have a lot of energy, or you're an adult and you have a lot of energy, this is one thing I would do. All right, so you take the adult, take your pillow, get a pillow, hold it on your chest. Now, come down to your child's level. Let the child practice boxing, hitting the pillow. They're they're hitting mommy or daddy, but they're not feeling it because it's the pillow. But they're focusing on their form. They're releasing some energy, just like the scream test I was talking about. You're releasing much needed energy outside of you because I know it's in you, but we have to get it out. We have to vent. And a lot of times, venting doesn't come from just telling people our problems. It comes from doing physical activity. Like I know with me, physical fitness is that's my medicine. I could be in a bad mood all day. Once I do physical fitness, man, I feel great because now that's my medicine. Hey, what's up, Matt? Man, I love it. It's all my it's medicine to me. So another thing we can do, let's do some jumping jacks. Okay, got your jumping jacks. Now it's real important. It's all about coordination. Okay, a lot of okay. We can use this time now to focus on the coordination of things because see, a lot of people don't know how to do things, and we was taught that, and that's okay because we don't know. But that's why it's people in this world, not boasting or myself, is to teach you that. The slower you go, the more you're gonna get it. Because remember what I said: your mind thinks, your body does. So here we go. Functional trainer, right here. When your leg move out, your arm move out. Okay, go slow. You'll be surprised at how many people don't know how to do a jumping jack because they try to do it too fast or they see their friends doing it. Well, here's a little trick of the trade. Whatever's working for them won't work for you because you're not them. It's a saying, and I know plenty of parents know this: the grass is greener on the other side. Now you're gonna have to explain that to your child or children because the grass is greener on the other side. Like they're really gonna be looking at grasses, which some grasses are greener on the other side, but it's a metaphor for everything that looks good isn't good. Everything that glitters is not gold. So the best way to vent is not to talk through your problems, but become active to release your problems because that's all it is. Your problems is an emotion and you want to release it. Some people, like children, especially, like they throwing temper tantrums or get mad because the anger's inside of them. But if you have a structural program, physical fitness, it don't have to be down to the T, like you do this, you do this, you do this. No, it's something as simple as go outside, do 15 push-ups, do 10 jumping jacks, do 5 bunny hops, whistle 5 times and yell, and repeat that 30 times, and then come back in. And I promise you, parents, it'll be a change in their attitude. It's just something about Father Time and Mother Nature and correlation together that just changes the perspective. And adults, this would be good for you too. And it's not all about the physical aspect of everything. It's about the nutritional part, because a lot of times the one that's the most active has the highest appetite, because the food is constantly burning. Now I'm not going to get into all this nutrition talk with you, because some children listen. I may talk over your head, but I want to explain it better in person. But what I'm saying is, you know take journals. Like me personally, I write down what I eat, what time I eat, how it makes me feel, because now I know, hey, I'm in a bad mood today. Hold on, let me check my journal. I ate this at this time. I ate this at this time. So now I feel like this. You should know yourself better than anybody. And by keeping a journal, it's a time stamp. It's almost like you can go back in time, even though you can't go back in time because you can't get time back. So just take advantage of the time you have. So with that being said, my friends, let's get back to some more stretching and more fitness. All right. So stay with me. I'm gonna get a little wider view. I want you guys to stay with me, stand up, and let's do it. All right. Let's start off by jogging. All right, here we go. Boxing jabs. Back to jogging. Boxing jabs. Jumping jacks. Boxing jabs. There you go. Jumping jacks. Boxing jabs. Circles. Arm circles. Want to keep them straight. Going backwards. There you go. Open up that chest. Going forwards. Going backwards. All right, here we go. Hug yourself. If you love yourself, hug yourself. Woo! It's good for your back. Good for your shoulders. All right, here we go. Jumping jacks. Boxing jabs. All right, about to pick it up. Here we go. Body squats. Remember, push your glute backwards and not down, okay? Back. Marching. Squats. Marching. 5 jumps. 4, 5. Let's stretch. Get wide. Stretch. Focus on your breathing. Stretch. Remember, inhale, howl. Exhale, 2. Breathe. Maybe 6, 7 times. Inhale. X2. Come up slow. Stretch it out. Knee pulls. Knee pulls. Good. Hug yourself. Now, what I do, I always like to end my sessions with stretching the core, because that's what holds the body together, the upper body and lower body. So here we go. Lean overs right here. Touch your calf muscle. Twist. Touch your calf muscles. Twist. And time. All right, so before I go, I am going to, and this is for the children, but for the adults too. We're gonna do star jacks, okay? I want you to attempt to do 5 of them. Now I'm gonna explain it before we do it, okay? It's just like a jumping jack, right here. So instead of your jumping jack, what you want to do now is you're jumping together, all right? Now the faster you jump and the higher you jump, the better it's gonna look. So let's try 5 of them, all right? Here we go. Ready? And Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, good job. Good job. Very nice. Hey, I am Speedy Smith Fit Training. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for listening to me, and I want to thank you for this opportunity. I am here 7 days a week, literally 7 days a week. If you have any comments, questions, let me know. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, Speedy Smith Fit. Go to my Instagram page at Speedy Smith, and it's a lot of great information on there, a lot of visual things. Now the mental things, you're gonna have to get with me, and we can kind of sit down and discuss things. But that's what I'm here for. So Miss Amy, all the wonderful ladies that partners in learning, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank all the parents, all the children. I know that you learned something from this. Remember, the goal is progression and not perfection. Speedy out.